Back at it. We're working. We're going to work hard today. Going to not do what we normally do on Tuesday, which is just coast. Happy 8th day of April 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. It is a Tuesday. It is 37 degrees. Quite a bit of sunshine today, but don't be fooled what's going on right now because clouds are going to be rolling in starting about noon to about 3. Could get some rain. Not a heavy rain, just consistent light showers late morning into about 3:30 this afternoon before it tapers off. So it's going to be a little on the cooler side, a little on the wet side, a little on the breezy side. Not too bad. Catch a break for a couple of days. A couple of more systems roll in over the weekend. It's very typical now I suppose we can call it mid-April weather here for north central Washington. No 2 days are going to be exactly the same. It's part and parcel for this time of the year. Forecast details are coming up, but it looks like the rain is going to hold off or be done by the time they get to spring sports action. There's a lot of baseball and softball games. Even though it's spring break, there is a lot of prep action going on today. And of course, in soccer, they play regardless of the conditions, but not so much in softball and baseball. But I think they'll be able to get all the games in. Speaking of that, we'll have sports too in addition to news. Mariners won, Kraken won, highlights of both. We'd like that. And something I hope will become an annual tradition begins its journey this weekend. The very first Cascade Celtic Festival. Going to be held in Leavenworth, specifically at the Fest Hall. Music, food, dancing, camaraderie. They've never done this before. Alice Cloutier is going to be joining me in the back half of the program. She and her husband and her dad are rolling the dice, and they're hoping that people will show up in Leavenworth this weekend for the Cascade Celtic Festival. Sounds like fun to me. You'll hear from Alice in the back half of the program. And of course, Mike Minotti has an opinion. Cameras, let's do it. The views should probably be pretty good today. It looks like our cross camera is zoomed about as far out as it can be zoomed. It's way out there. First thing I do when I get up in the morning, which is, by the way, real early, right about 3 o'clock, I step outside on my porch and I look to the south, to the Wenatchee Heights area, to see if I can see the cross. Gives me an idea of how bright or dark or cloudy it may be. And it was plenty visible this morning. And again, just look to the west. That's where the weather is going to be coming later on today. But the rain shouldn't hold off until about noon. And it's not going to be heavy rain, but it's going to be pretty consistent light showers for most of the afternoon, it looks like. Look how green the hills are, like that. Camera number 2. We are off to, I'm going to say, Bear Mountain. That's a guess. I think that's the Bear Mountain camera. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's Lake Chelan, and that kind of limits our options right there. As you can see, the bathtub haven't begun to fill it up yet. They won't be doing that until May or so. The bathtub should be full by Memorial Day weekend. Good morning to Lake Chelan from what I believe to be is our Bear Mountain camera. And if it's not, my bad. Camera number 3. Speaking of Leavenworth, there she is. Hello, Leavenworth. How are you? Leavenworth's in the news. They're going to celebrate dark sky nights. In other words, get away from the light pollution and you can look at all the stars. And you can certainly do that on the outskirts of Leavenworth on most clear nights. Good morning to the Bavarian village of Leavenworth. Looks like there's still some snow up there. And camera number 4. Billy Goat checks in. Beautiful view from Billy Goat. Way up in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, that protuberance that you see there, that's Canada. That's how high up that camera is, about 5,000 feet above sea level. Looks like they just have a few high clouds up there. Let me check. Omak, you are at 39 degrees, a couple of degrees warmer than us here in the Wenatchee Valley. We're at 37 right now. It's Tuesday. We usually do the long-term forecast from the Climate Prediction Center. Today is no exception. Your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Do we have that? There it is. This is for next week, this Sunday through Thursday of next week. And as you can see, we're leaning slightly below normal temperature-wise. Slightly below normal temperature-wise, which means we'll see high temperatures right around 60 degrees, give or take a couple. It's going to be very warm in Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, and a great deal of New Mexico, as you can see there. But we're going to be just a little bit below normal, it looks like, or we're leaning that way anyway. Temperature outlook starting this Sunday and going through Thursday of next week, the 13th through the 17th. Same time frame for precipitation and about normal. Doesn't look like we're going to get any significant rain or it doesn't look like from a precipitation standpoint it's going to be particularly dry either. Our 6 to 10 day precip outlook looks like this, or maybe there it is. As you can see, about normal, near normal for precipitation. They don't need any more rain in the Midwest. Mississippi and the Ohio rivers have been flooding like crazy lately. It doesn't look like we're going to get more rain or less rain than we would normally get this time of the year. That's down the road. That's Sunday to Thursday. Let's talk about the next 7 days. It looks something like this. Clear skies this morning, clouds thicken up by about noon. Going to see a little bit of rain, light rain from noon to about 3:30 or 4 before it tapers off. 56 our forecast high. We hit 61 yesterday. We're off to a much cooler start. Our overnight low yesterday was 46 degrees. It's very mild. We're going to be, it's going to take us a while to get up to that 56 degree mark. Clear tonight for the most part, 37 for the overnight low, near 60, lots of sunshine. Wednesday looks good. Clouds roll back in on Thursday. There's a couple of weak ridges, a couple of troughs and ridges are going to pop in and out on Wednesday night into Thursday, which is what we cloud up and warm up. Even though we're expecting clouds on Thursday, no rain in the forecast. Maybe cool back down, so not bad at all on Friday. Sunshine and a high of 60. So, you know, for you kids on spring break, this is not a bad forecast, really, all things considered. Below normal temperatures with bountiful sunshine Saturday and Sunday. And back to work on Monday with mostly sunny skies and a high of 62 degrees. Again, our normal high this time of the year is about 60, so that's about where our high temperatures will be for the balance of the week. And again, a little wet, especially this afternoon. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Tuesday morning news on a Tuesday morning edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Central Washington Water is home to the Hot Spring Spa for over 45 years. Come see the Freshwater Smart IQ. It monitors your saltwater spa's pH balance, chlorine, and more. Or the cold plunge tub that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Plug-and-play spas make hot tubbing easy. With great financing available, cold water, salt water, hot water, Central Washington Water has a spa for your budget and your lifestyle. Stop by today.
The family at the Eplidolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Eplidolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Eplidolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Eplidolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour. 39 degrees, just a few high clouds, but clouds will be making their presence felt from about noon to about 3:30 or 4. Should see some light rain, a little breezy at times. Temperatures a little below normal. Quite a bit of sunshine tomorrow. Back to clouds on Thursday. Back to sunshine on Friday. It's 9 minutes after the hour. The Washington Interscholastic Activities Association says proposed amendments involving transgender participation in female sports violate state law. In a statement shared to us here at the NCWLIFE channel, the WIAA said it remained committed to following state law after being told by the State Attorney General, the Office of Civil Rights, and the Superintendent of potential violations. One amendment would limit participation in girls' sports to biological females. The other amendment, which was spearheaded by the Eastmont School District, proposes a third open division for all students. If the amendments pass under current state law, they would not be implemented, and if laws were to change, the WIAA's board would alter their rules accordingly. The WIAA has 16 total amendments to review, and its assembly will begin voting on all current amendments beginning April 9th through the 18th. Protest was the order of the day on Saturday as residents of north central Washington joined the network of hands-off rallies that were held nationwide. The rallies were aimed at the Trump administration and its ongoing policies, including deportation, tariffs, and federal job and funding cuts. An estimated 3 million Americans participated in roughly 1,200 demonstrations throughout the United States. Hundreds of participants lined Highway 2 in Leavenworth, right here outside of our studios, about a block away, in Wenatchee, and on Basin Street in Ephrata. More than 150 activist groups helped organize the events, including the American Civil Liberties Union, the League of Women Voters, and labor unions like the AFL-CIO. Longtime fruit industry leader Scott Marbo has passed away at the age of 66. He spent 39 years in the fruit business, developing new marketing strategies and cultivating industry relationships. He spent 33 years with Oneonta Trading Corporation and Star Ranch Growers before he retired to Arizona 5 years ago. However, when Star Ranch Growers joined CMI Orchards in 2023, CMI President Bob Mast sought out Marbo and invited him to join the CMI team as business development manager. The company announced Marbo's passing on Friday. A private celebration of life will be held for Marbo's loved ones. Ecology-minded Lake Chelan residents gear up. The third annual Restore the Shore event, a lake-wide cleanup event, is scheduled for this Saturday. Volunteers, you're going to be gathering at the City Marina parking lot, and then groups will be organized to cover specific sections of the beach. There'll be canvas bags and 5-gallon buckets provided to collect refuse along the shoreline, but participants are also encouraged to bring your own buckets if you can. Aside from collecting trash and aquatic weeds they'll find on the shore, volunteers are also asked to take photographs of algae that they find so they can help keep track of the growth of the invasive organisms. You can sign up online to help scour the beach at keepitbluelakechelan.org. The city of Leavenworth will recognize International Dark Sky Week this month following a ceremonial proclamation from Leavenworth Mayor Carl Floria. The mayor is scheduled to proclaim the ceremonial recognition at the Leavenworth City Council chambers at their meeting tonight at 7 o'clock. Dark Sky Week will take place April 21st through the 28th. It's an international week. It's a worldwide celebration of natural light and natural darkness as an essential element of the planet. To participate, individuals can go stargazing, learn about the negative effects of light pollution, or evaluate the light usage in your own home. The Wenatchee Valley Astronomy Club will host an inaugural hatchery star party. That'll be, not surprisingly, at the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery on April 27th at 9:30 in the evening. If you want to examine the stars up close, telescopes will be provided. Yeah, this was a surprise announcement. Palisades rancher Molly Linville will return to the Washington Fish and Wildlife Commission. Linville owns and manages the 6,000-acre KV ranch out in the Palisades. She served as a commissioner on the board that sets state wildlife policy, from 2019 until January. That's when outgoing Governor Jay Inslee opted not to reappoint her. But in February, new Governor Bob Ferguson withdrew the appointee designated to replace Molly Linville. And last night, it was announced that she would serve another 6-year term on the 9-member board. Ferguson said her reappointment, along with 2 other nominations, are meant to help repair the commission after a report found it too politicized. Linville and her fellow appointees will begin serving immediately, even before any approval by the Washington State Senate. She was the subject of the half-hour special program Molly's Ranch. You can watch it anytime you want. It's on our YouTube page and on our homepage at NCWLIFE.com. That's the news. At 1:15. It'll be another busy day in the newsroom, but that's what we have Jefferson and Jordan and Casey and Malcolm and other people who do these things. And can't forget about Eric too. The news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on TV. 5, 6, and 10 on television. If that doesn't work in your schedule, no problem, got you covered. Because of the World Wide Web, we can put our news wherever we want to. Well, not wherever we want to, that would be painful. No, it's going to be in our YouTube page about 5 o'clock, our Facebook page about 5 o'clock, our homepage about 5 o'clock. And if you think something out there might be newsworthy, send us an email. It doesn't take too long, and you never know. Maybe it is. News at NCWLIFE.com. Mariners win. Highlights. Kraken win. Highlights. What does that mean? Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Just about 18 minutes after the hour, sports. Jorge Polanco had a 2-run base hit in the 8th inning, and the Mariners stopped a 3-game losing streak. They topped the Astros 4-3 last night. Logan Gilbert struck out 7. He pitched 5 2/3 innings, a 1-run ball. Gregory Santos got the win. Andres Munoz handed the 9th for his 4th save.
To left field, smacked well, smacked deep, Ryan Bliss, home run! Well, he may not be a big man, but he's got some sneaky power as Bliss just blisters this one over the left field wall. His first trip with the Trident this year.
Altuve with a 1-1 count, and he drills one to left field. That's all the way back, and that's gone. Randy Arozarena didn't even go back on that ball as Altuve drills it to left and cuts the lead in half. Home run number 3 on the season for Tuve.
And the crowd erupts into 2.
Altuve's 2nd career home run against Logan Gilbert. He remains a .333 hitter against. This one popped into shallow center. Jake Myers coming on, and he is going to make the catch and go diving after he secures it. Hayden Wisniewski, 7 innings, matches his career high. Ground ball to third, past Dylan Moore. That's going to score 2 runs. The Astros take a 3-2 lead on what could have been the final out of the inning, but it scooted past the Mariners' third baseman.
Christian got the barrel to it. That second hop off the dirt just jumps past Dylan Moore.
Huge runs for the Astros, who haven't had much offense tonight. They take a 3-2 lead here in the 8th inning.
2-1 pitch. Right back off Abreu. It sneaks on through. Moore is in. Mastroboni to the plate. And the Mariners have taken the lead. Jorge Polanco. And that's why it's good to have him in the lineup. The hottest hitting Mariners since the start of the season. And rips it right back up the middle as Moore and Mastroboni come in to score, and the Mariners take the lead. Off the mound, JP smothers from a knee. What a play! Well, that's how you win a Gold Glove right there.
J.P. Crawford laying out, going back up the middle. Gets his ball on the short hop. I don't know how he doesn't get to his feet to make the throw. He throws from his knees, and a great play by Rowdy.
The 3-2. Ground ball. On to first. Ball game, and the Mariners win. What a thriller down the stretch.
Saw some great outing by Logan Gilbert. Gilbert going 5 2/3, giving up only 1 hit and 1 run. But it was Polanco with the clutch hit late in the ball game, driving in those 2 runs to put the Mariners ahead. And then, of course, the man who was bringing the heat.
Afterwards, manager Dan Wilson once again gave credit to the Mariner pitching staff for the victory.
A really good win tonight. You know, again, a very close ball game. You know, really good job on the mound. Logan just, you know, really solid. What he did with, you know, just 1 hit, just had really good command. I thought his splitter was outstanding tonight. Really, all his secondaries were very good, very sharp, but that splitter was outstanding. When you've got a pitch like that and you've got good feel for it and it's working the way it was working, you know, you're going to go to that one a lot. And they did, and rightfully so. It was a good one. He was getting a ton of swing and miss on that. Just an awesome outing when we really needed one. A really good inning there in the 8th with a couple of walks, and then, you know, Polo just continues to swing the bat right up the middle. Almost got caught, but able to squeak through there and pick up those 2 huge runs for us. Outstanding at bat right there. It's a good win all around. You know, contributions everywhere. You like to come out on top of those games, and you know, tonight was one of those nights where we did that. It does feel good coming back home, playing in front of the home folks, and getting a win like that. If we continue to do the things that we do as a team, that the things will go our way, and tonight was certainly one of those nights.
By the way, the Mariners placed Victor Robles on the 10-day IR. Of course, he separated his shoulder during Sunday's game against the Giants. Luke Raley played right field last night, may do so again tonight. Mariners and Astros go at it again. First pitch at 6:40. To the scoreboard we go. Pretty light day Mondays are, but with the Mariners winning and the Rangers and the Athletics both losing, we gained a little ground. Cubs took care of the Rangers. Padres snuck by the Athletics. Matty Beniers and Brandon Montour scored 54 seconds apart late in the first period. And that was it. The Kraken held off the Kings 2-1 in L.A. last night. Joey Decord, good night. 28 saves for Seattle.
Is that good?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. 10 times the Kraken has had 5 goals per game on the road. As a shot on, they score! Out in front off the draw. Puck was floated toward the cage and redirected in by Joey Decord early here in the first period. Quentin Byfield leads the handshake line. 1-0 Los Angeles. Kings send it in, and the Kraken will bandy it back out. Here's Matty Beniers. Puck picked up, Tolvanen, now Kaapo Kakko. Slides it across. Alexiak looked in front, scores! Jamie Alexiak threw it to the front of the net. Matty Beniers will lead the handshake line. We're all tied at a goal apiece.
Looks like Kemper's going to overplay as this puck goes rink wide. Alexiak has the opportunity here. Kemper sliding out of position, thinking that the shot is going to come. It ends up being a pass. You got Tolvanen and Matty crashing right out in front. And again, getting bodies and sticks down in front of the net. Kemper, no real opportunity as soon as Alexiak.
Kings off the faceoff. Here's Fiala. Leading it to Byfield. He picks up some speed, turns the corner, cuts in the middle, and that puck knocked away as it was 1-on-4. Now the Kraken bring a 3-on-2 to center. Here comes Eberle. Rink wide across. Seno down shot. Scores! The full Monty, Brandon Montour, gives the Kraken a 2-1 lead late here in the first.
Montour 4-on-4. The 3-on-2 rush sets this one up, just goes right up over the glove hand side of Darcy Kemper. Head up the whole way. He knows as soon as he gets that puck, there's no other option. He's drifting it towards the net.
Seattle has scored 12 goals in their last 3 games, allowing just 2, so they've remained perfect on the road trip anyway. Speaking of the road, they'll be at Utah tonight at 6 o'clock on Kong TV. Provided Mother Nature cooperates, here's your prep baseball schedule. Looks like the rain is going to hold off, and down in the Yakima-Zilla area, not as much rain this afternoon as we're going to find here. So Cashmere is scheduled to play a doubleheader against Zilla on the road. First pitch, first game, 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock first pitch. Wenatchee a single game against Eisenhower on the road. Eastmont plays host to West Valley at 4 o'clock. Again, Mother Nature cooperating, but it looks like it will. Chelan at Manson for a single game at 4:30. Same deal with Omak at Tenasket. More prep baseball. There was so much we had to put it on 2 pages. East Valley will be at Ephrata at 4:30. Quincy travels to Othello at 4:30. Lake Roosevelt welcomes Liberty Bell to town, and 4:30 for Waterville Mansfield playing host to Odessa. Softball. Again, it's all about Mother Nature cooperating, but it looks like they'll be able to get the games in. It's spring break, so Jackson is going to drive over the pass. They'll take on Moses Lake at 11 o'clock, and then Jackson will stay in Moses Lake. Eastmont will travel out to the Columbia Basin, and Jackson will take on Eastmont in Moses Lake at 1:30 this afternoon. 4:30 first pitch, Cascade at Bridgeport, Brewster at Okanagan, and Liberty Bell at Lake Roosevelt. And in the Battle of the Hyphens, it's Wilbur Creston Keller at Waterville Mansfield in girls fast pitch softball at 4:30. Soccer, rain or shine, they play. Cascade at Walook at 4 o'clock. Brewster welcomes Manson at 4 o'clock, and Bridgeport will host Liberty Bell at 4 o'clock. Later on this afternoon, Ephrata at Quincy at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock's first start for Warden and Okanagan. Eisenhower welcomes Moses Lake to the pitch. At 7 o'clock, Chelan will be at Omak under the lights at 7 o'clock. And those are just some of the games that people are playing or scheduled to play. On this Tuesday, April 8th, if you wish to celebrate the following obscure holidays, you're more welcome to do so. It is National All Is Ours Day, National Empanada Day, I like those, National Draw a Bird Day. I can't draw anything. It's National Pygmy Hippo Day. I don't make these up. No, today is National Zoo Lovers Day. If you're into going to the zoo, and I haven't been to the zoo in a long time, the Woodland Park Zoo maybe 15 years ago, it's been a while. The first zoos around 2500 BC in Mesopotamia and Egypt, and needless to say, the zoos were not for the general public. The ruling class got to enjoy zoos. For the general public, not allowed to go. The first modern public zoo would be Paris, the National Zoo in Paris, France. It opened in 1793. It's still open. Our first zoo, the Philadelphia Zoo, established in March of 1859. It's been around for a while, and it's still around. How many people visit zoos every year? 600 million people worldwide visit a zoo every year. There are about 2,800 zoos and aquariums all over the world. Didn't have time to count them all. How many zoos do we have in the United States? About 355, give or take a couple. But Germany has 414 zoos. All zoos have to be registered, of course, so they can't do what they want and abuse the animals. And if you are an animal in captivity, about 80% of all the animals in captivity in a zoo will live longer than in the wild for a number of reasons. Number one, they don't have to worry about natural predators. That makes it easy. Number two, of course, they can control their diet and their exercise. The top 5 visited zoos in this country. Number 5, Zoo Miami, in Miami, of course. Number 4, the spectacular San Diego Zoo. If you're going to be an animal stuck in a zoo, you can't get much better than San Diego. The 3rd most visited zoo in this country, the Bronx Zoo in the Bronx. Number 2, and this surprised me, the Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium in Omaha, Nebraska. I got curious, why is that the 2nd most popular zoo? It's because it's the only zoo for a couple 100 miles, so if you want to go to a zoo in the Midwest, you're going to that one in Omaha. And the number 1 visited zoo in this country, Disney's Animal Kingdom in Bay Lake, Florida. If you're a zoo lover, today is your day. It's 29 minutes after the hour. Today in history, before this date, 1913, United States senators were elected by their state legislatures. And they thought, no, this isn't working. And the reason why is that they were electing, the state legislators were sending some highly unqualified people to serve in the United States Senate. In fact, there was a lot of bribery. Essentially, senatorial seats were bought and sold regardless of the competence of the candidate, and this got out of control. And people said, why can't we elect our own United States senators? And on this date, the 17th Amendment to the United States Constitution that required the direct election of senators becomes law. It's been that way ever since. It was on this date in 1913. There is a movement about for repealing the 17th Amendment and returning the election of United States senators to your respective state legislatures. so far it hasn't really gotten much momentum. 73 years ago today, April 11, 1952, we're in the middle of the Korean War. The United Steelworkers of America had a strike scheduled for midnight on April 9th. And Harry Truman stepped in and said, nope, I am going to seize all United States steel mills to keep the strike from happening so we can continue to crank out steel for armaments and ships and planes. He nationalized the American steel industry because he said he could. Needless to say, the steel companies sued, said he can't just take over a business in the interest of national security. And it went very quickly to the Supreme Court. And on June 2nd, 1952, in the case of Youngstown Sheet and Tube v. Sawyer, the Supreme Court ruled that the president does not have the authority to seize the steel mills. What were they striking for, by the way, the Steelworkers Union? Not surprisingly, more money. So they went back on strike. The strike lasted 53 days, and on July 24th, 1952, it was settled, and essentially the union got everything that they wanted when they went on strike 4 months earlier. April 8th, 1969, 56 years ago today, opening day of the baseball season. 4 expansion teams make their debuts in the American League: the Kansas City Royals and the Seattle Pilots. In the National League, the Montreal Expos and the San Diego Padres. And all 4 expansion teams won their first games. Who would have thought that? It's never happened before, and it, quite frankly, hasn't happened since. And speaking of baseball, even though it's been 51 years, I remember this Monday night like it was yesterday. Went golfing at Three Lakes. In that day, got hit in the head by a golf ball, and that night, with my head packed on ice, me and a bunch of people, basically all of America, gathered around their television sets to watch sports history. The most famous record in all of sports goes down. Here is how it played out.
1 ball and no strikes. Aaron waiting, the outfield deep and straight away. Fastball is a high drive into deep left center field. Buckner goes back to the fence. It is gone. For baseball, what a marvelous moment for Atlanta and the state of Georgia. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world. A black man is getting a standing ovation in the Deep South for breaking a record of an all-time baseball idol. And it is a great moment for all of us, and particularly for Henry Aaron.
What a night it was. Henry Aaron hits number 715. There are those who still say Henry Aaron is the true home run king. You know, Barry Bonds notwithstanding. That was 51 years ago today. Birthdays. A couple of heavenly birthdays. They're all sports legends today. John Havlicek, Hondo, a 13-time NBA All-Star, Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, inducted in 1984, and one of 3 players who played in 8 NBA Finals and won them all. He was 8-0 in the NBA Championship Series. That's pretty impressive. John Havlicek, born in the state in 1940. The legendary James Augustus Catfish Hunter. Never played minor league baseball, and he signed with the Kansas City A's, and then that winter he was out hunting with his brothers over Christmas vacation. One of his brothers accidentally shot him in the foot. He said it was actually good news because it kept him out of Vietnam. He never played a single game of minor league baseball. 8 times an All-Star, 5 times the World Series champion, American League Cy Young Award, 2 times the leader in wins, the American League ERA leader in 1974, pitched a perfect game on May 8th, 1968, and inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame in 1987. Catfish Hunter died of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis at the age of 53. And finally, Felix Hernandez. That's him in a Atlanta Braves hat. Remember, he signed with the Braves after he left the Mariners. Didn't catch on. The all-time leader The Mariners wins and strikeouts and that perfect game, of course, in August of 2012. King Felix is 39. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors indeed. Mike Minotti has got an opinion, and then the first ever, we hope of many, Cascade Celtic Festival is coming up this weekend in Leavenworth. Alice Cloutier will tell you all about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
NCWLIFE's news team is keeping an eye on North Central Washington. Join us each weekday evening at 5, 6, and 10 for the NCWLIFE Evening News, with interviews, in-depth reporting, and the kind of insights you can't find anywhere else. We're the hometown news station for the Wenatchee Valley, the Cascade Foothills, and up and down the Columbia River. Thanks for watching NCWLIFE, proud to be part of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival.
Right now at Les Schwab Tires, it's the Best for Less sales event. Save up to $120 instantly on a set of 4 tires. Choose from a wide selection of our longest-lasting, best-performing tires, and every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty. With a 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. It's our best deal on our best tires, with the best service in the business. Get more from Les.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new midsize Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
Save hundreds, one seat at a time, at Boswell's. Right now, take $200 off each dressless seat. This includes each dressless Laurel and Mint dining chair and home office chair, each dressless recliner, and each dressless sofa seat. Spring is here. Refresh your home with stressless seating for less. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. For years, our president has complained that foreign governments are releasing their criminals and sending them to us. Now, whether this is true or not, I don't know. But what I do know is that almost immediately upon assuming the Oval Office, the man releases 1,500 convicted felons back into the American population himself. And then he has the gall to say, I pardon J6 people who were assaulted by our government. They didn't assault. They were assaulted. And what I did was a great thing for humanity. January 6th, an event in which 140 police officers were injured and 5 ultimately lost their lives. And releasing those responsible was a great thing for humanity? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at MaryMaidsOfWenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Mary Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
What's your awesome? Whatever it is, Washington Trust Bank can help you get there. Learn more at watrust.com/awesome.
Welcome back to the program. The first annual Cascade Celtic Festival is coming up this weekend. I say that with optimism and encouragement. You can do your part by showing up in Leavenworth at the Fest Hall this upcoming weekend. They have already done their part. I'm talking about Alice, her husband, and her dad, in a way, have gotten together and said, I love the culture, I love the music, let's make a run at it. The first annual Cascade Celtic Festival this weekend at the Leavenworth Fest Hall. Alice, introduce yourself to our television family.
Good morning, Dan. I'm Alice Cloutier. The president, I guess, of the Cascade Celtic Festival. We are a nonprofit that we just had this wild idea with my dad to create this festival in Leavenworth, and it's the Irish are invading Bavaria, I think is how my band is saying it. Shout out to the Stout Pounders. Yeah, so we're excited. Really excited.
The genesis is your dad has been into this for quite some time, and he always wanted to do something like this, because there are Celtic festivals all over the country and all over the world. They're huge events. He said, let's bring it to Leavenworth, and and you just decided to pick it up and go from there.
Yep. So someone from one of the local Irish societies said this is groundbreaking, which I love. It is a first of a kind event in Central Washington. I myself am a Yakima girl, and I moved over to Seattle to do nursing, and said, well, I probably will never go back, and here we are. And my husband and I, we live over here part-time in Wenatchee now too, and my dad played in a band called the Little German Band while I was growing up, and so on the weekends, my sister and I would have our sleeping bags, and we would go to the Elks Lodge and with the moose and all the animal lodges and beer gardens. They would let us in there, and we'd sleep by the drum set, and so we got to follow my dad doing that. So raised in the musical family, and I veered off, and we have Scotch-Irish heritage and my side. My dad has a passion for German heritage and culture, and so we're not so much well, I guess we are kind of combining the two. My dad's love for German culture, and that's why they live in Leavenworth now too, and they perform with their band Alpenfolk at the Gazebo. He plays at Andreas Keller. So just, it's amazing how things come full circle in life. You're spending weekends as a kiddo, and now wanting to bring my love for Irish music and Irish heritage to Leavenworth with my dad.
So you said, let's take a run at it, and then you said, okay, we got to pick a date, we got to get a venue. Where the heck are we going to have it? How long has this been how long has the gestation period of this thing been?
Gestation, probably about 9 months, at least 9 months, right? We're due. We're ready to go. So I think it has been just a little under a year. I mean, we started thinking about it, and once we made that decision, things just started rolling. And my husband's an attorney. He's got great connections, so we were able to get this nonprofit created very quickly, get our licenses, get all our ducks in a row, and so that all came to fruition fairly quickly, and then we started kind of putting feelers out, because we certainly don't want to undermine what Leavenworth already has, their culture. We want to add to it. And when we were talking about timing, Leavenworth always has something going on with Christmas, the lights, and once the lights go out in February, there's really nothing going on. as far as festivals in March or April. So March is a no-go because we're all the Irish bands or Scottish bands are playing for St. Patty's Day, and they usually play, you know, we've played 4 or 5 gigs in one day, so that was out. So we thought, what about April? And so so we got a date in April. The Fest Hall was available, and that's how that came about.
Well, let's say you brought up the bands. Let's start with music, because when I think of Celtic culture, I think of music more than anything else, just because it's such a traditional music.
Yeah.
And for the most part, pretty happy stuff too.
Yes.
So you had to book some acts. How did you go about doing that?
Yeah. So that's a great question. This year has been every entertainer's been handpicked. So these are people that I have gotten to know over the years, have played with them in other festivals. Our paths have all crossed at some point, and this is it's truly a Celtic family. You know, a lot of these bands have played at Ocean Shores. They have the Galway Bay restaurant puts an amazing festival on every year in October, and those tickets are on sale for them too. Shout out to them. It is amazing. They've got 20 to 30 bands, 10 stages, so that's incredible. And so a lot of us have played in other festivals such as the Ocean Shores, and over the years we just, you know, we're all mixing and mingling, playing music, jumping on the stage with another band, and so and that is going to happen here too. I heard that 2 of the bands are going to do some maybe fiddle mashups or something.
Oh.
So that's always exciting too. So.
You have to be really good at your instrument. You can't be an amateur whatever the instrument is to play Celtic music properly, and you can't fake it. There's nothing cosmetic about this genre of music. You have to. It's authentic all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll have some of that more traditional Irish music there as well as bands that are doing their own. They've written their own music, but it all has a story, and that's what's so wonderful about Irish culture. There's always a story there. The Irish are amazing storytellers. They call it the gift of the gab, and they're wonderful storytellers. And so bands often will take an experience that they've had, or take something from Irish or Scottish history and build it into a song so that they can continue that story too. Yeah, and you know, even we've got dancers. We've got actually 2 local dance companies, Ondare Academy and Cascade Irish Dance. Those 2 schools are going to be there, and I love watching these kiddos. I just love watching kiddos have fun, and then mixing that with dance and music. And then the Seattle Irish Dance Company. These ladies are phenomenal. Yeah.
You brought in some heavy hitters.
Some heavy hitters. We've got some bands. We've got bands coming up from Portland, coming down from Vancouver, BC. That was our first time, you know, having to do a visa for a band in order to travel across the country line. So that's pretty great too. But all these people, we knew that they would be bringing their best to this event because we've been part of this big family in the past. So there's no guesswork here, especially the first year. And then after that, we started getting a lot of inquiries from other bands that I've never heard of, which was great, because those are the folks that we do want to bring, and we want to put them up there. And like, what's your vision here? What's your band trying to say? What's it communicating to everybody else?
So we got music, we got dancing. You're going to feed me?
Yes, I'll
Okay.
feed you.
Okay.
Everyone else has to pay now. Yeah, so we do have some local vendors. La Javelina is based in Leavenworth. They're going to be there selling their, I think they've got meat pies or hand pies or something like that. Sounds delicious. And then we will have Sean O'Donnell's. They're a restaurant chain, but they're local. And Sean himself has been a huge supporter of Irish music and Irish entertainment and the dancers. And so it's fantastic that they're going to be there at the festival as well. And they make some delicious shepherd's pie and Irish stew. So those will be options there too.
And you can buy things.
You can.
Such as?
Beer.
Ooh, now you're talking.
And more
got my attention, Alice. That works.
Yeah, we'll have Guinness. We'll have another Irish beer, Smithwick's, which is my mom's favorite. Icicle Brewing is helping us as well. I think they're going to donate a keg or maybe 6. We'll see. and so we'll offer that as well, and then and we'll have Ryan Patrick wines will also be there.
And people think of Irish beer as a stout beer, a very stouty beer, like Guinness, and you mentioned that. But it's not always the case. I mean, if you say, boy, I just don't like the stouty stuff, that's okay. There's other beers available, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And it's funny with the Guinness, I was like, oh, you can drink it with a spoon. They don't like it. But you put some ice cream in there, it's a done deal.
Guinness and ice cream?
Guinness and ice cream.
Vanilla?
Yes.
Okay, I'm taking
We aren't going to
it.
offer that this year, but that might be something we'll have to try in the future.
Over the last 9 months, as the baby grew and is getting ready to be born on the 12th and the 13th, was there any time when you thought, when you and your husband and your dad thought, what the hell did I get myself into? What are we doing here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe as soon as yesterday, you know, when all the bills start becoming due, and you know, my husband, to be honest, we took out a home equity line of credit for this festival to get it going.
You're vested.
We are vested,
yeah.
and it was never in our mind that we were going to create this monstrosity and make millions of dollars. Would that be nice? Sure, but that's not the point of it. That's not our vision. And so we are absolutely vested in this, and we'll lose a little bit of money this year for sure. Not worried about it. We're going to just keep building this as it comes. We've already set dates for next year with the city, which is great. They asked us when we'd like to do this next year, and they haven't even seen it yet. So that's good too. That's some trust.
Your husband told me before we got going that you're getting some pretty good response from the Puget Sound area, from the Bellevue and Seattle area, where you currently do your professional work. But you're surprised at the reaction here in North Central Washington.
Yeah.
The folks in the Wenatchee Valley, Leavenworth, Cashmere, the Upper Valley, they're like into this.
Yeah.
This is, and that's really the key, isn't it?
Exactly. We didn't know how it would fly over here. Like I said before, we don't want to we're not here to step on toes. We don't, by invading Bavaria, we're not trying to take over Bavaria. We're just trying to add something to it in a time, during a month where there's really not anything going on, and we're hoping to bring business to that Leavenworth area too. So bringing business from our fan base, which is Tacoma, Seattle, other side of the mountains, but seeing this great push from Ellensburg, Yakima, my hometown, and then the Central Valley here has been, that is exactly what we were hoping for. So we've got people coming in. I had a lady email me about she's taken the train from Montana, and so she wanted some more directions. And I was like, well, I think Amtrak goes right through Wenatchee.
The train stops just outside of Leavenworth.
Yeah, so we've got people coming from all over, and it's really exciting.
You seem pretty excited about this, even though your neck is a million miles out there, but you're saying, let's do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And again, folks, you can do your part by getting tickets. So give me all the poop. Outside of, I'll tell you right now, it's April 12th and 13th, so it's coming up this weekend. People are watching, the thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching this very television program as we speak. Alice, how do they get tickets? What do they need to know?
Absolutely. You can get tickets at CascadeCelticFestival.com. It will show you all of the bands, all of their bios, the schedules on there, the vendors, our sponsors. And you can also get them at the door the day of. It's $50 for 2 days, which is crazy low.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
I know. I don't know if we were at that time. We really wanted it to be affordable so people can come and enjoy themselves. It's family friendly.
I was going to ask about age restrictions because of the alcohol.
Yep. It's up to you if you want to bring your kiddos, or maybe they want to come enjoy it early on. There's something for everybody. And then the real Irish rock stuff comes out as early as like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're not going to wait. So all ages. Kiddos 12 and under are free, and it's $50 for 2 days, or $30 Saturday or Sunday.
$50 is a heck of a deal. Yeah. Do you need any help? Do you need volunteers or anything? Is it too late for that, or?
Yeah, no, we'll take volunteers. Yeah, absolutely. We have right now we have a group of 30 volunteers that are so excited for this, and there are people that I know. There are people that are new to the scene, but they really want this to succeed as well. So this is really exciting. But yeah, if you're interested, there's actually a contact page on our website. You can fill it out and just send me an email and tell me you want to volunteer, and we'll put you to work.
And I can personally attest that Alice answers her emails quite promptly, I might add. The first annual Cascade Celtic Festival, and I'm as optimistic as possible because there's going to be a second annual. For one thing, you already booked the joint for next year.
No going back now.
No going back. Have a great time.
Thank
Let
you.
me know how it goes. And I got to be honest. I love shepherd's pie, but I can't. I want the real deal.
All right, we'll get you the real deal.
Not the junk that you find in other places. Fair enough, Alice?
If it's made by a man named Sean O'Donnell, you're getting the real deal.
As soon as you said O'Donnell, I knew wonderfully good. I can't do Irish. I just can't. I should stop doing it.
I get in trouble for trying to. It's okay.
Alice, it's good to see you.
Thanks, Dan, so much.
Thanks for dropping by. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back. It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by Apple Valley Honda. Tickets are on sale now for Catch Me If You Can, the Apple Blossom musical presented by Music Theater of Wenatchee. Performances are May 1st through the 3rd and May 7th through the 10th at the Numerica Pack. The 2025 Arbor Day planned sale returns April 12th at 4 locations in the Valley: the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activities Center, East Wenatchee's City Hall, Martin's Marketplace in Cashmere, and Antie's City Hall. Each plant is just $5.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Welcome to Gilded Lily Home, where something extraordinary is waiting. You'll be delighted to find an amazing selection of specialty foods and tabletop decor. Browse their uniquely curated collection of gifts. Shop for yourself in their wide collection of jewelry and clothing, and for your home with their amazing hand-selected furniture, lighting, and decor. The Gilded Lily Home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items for your home, your kitchen, and your lifestyle.
Hey. If it feels like everything you say to your teenager goes in one ear and out the other, you're not alone. But even when it seems like they aren't listening, they are, especially when it comes to a topic like drugs. Find time in everyday moments to share facts, teach refusal skills, and answer their questions about drugs, including opioids like fentanyl, because your words matter. Get the conversation started today.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Clouds are already beginning to roll in a little bit from the west. They will continue to roll in from the west. They'll be lowering down a little bit, thickening up a little bit, and starting about noon or so till about 3:30, we're going to have some light showers, basically sprinkles, sometimes a little heavier than others, but pretty consistent light rain from about noon till about 3:30 this afternoon. We're at 39 degrees right now, but Ephrata, they get the award for the warm spot. It's already 45 out in Ephrata, and it's close to 45 out in Moses Lake as well. So the clouds will be rolling in. We had a beautiful sunrise this morning, but they're already starting to make their presence felt. All the weather, just look to the west because that's where it's coming from. Also going to be a little breezy at times, and I didn't mention this at the start of the show. There's a slight chance at the very warmest part of the day, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock tonight, of a pop-up thunderstorm in our viewing area. A slight chance, but enough to warrant us to mention it. So increasing clouds as the day progresses. Again, rain about noon to about 3, good chance of it. We'll top off at about 56 degrees, which is a little bit below normal. Clear tonight and chilly, 37 for the overnight low. That is below normal for this time of the year. Wednesday looks good. Quite a bit of sunshine, just about 60 degrees for the afternoon high. Another system rolls in Thursday. Not going to bring us any precipitation, so you're going to give us cloud cover on Thursday and a high of 64. The weekend doesn't look too bad, perhaps a little cooler than normal, but bountiful sunshine with a high of 60 on Friday and a little cooler on Saturday and Sunday. But the weekend looks pretty sunny as of now. That may change. Have a good and safe Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.